Good morning, students. Welcome back to online class. I am very happy to meet you in this session through online. I hope you all are fine and safe by the grace of God. Students, stay safe in your home and learn all the lessons well. Okay, students. Yesterday's YouTube class we discussed about civics lesson 4 forms of government, isn't it? We have discussed civics lesson 4 forms of government. From there, the types of government, that means the last two types of government we discussed. In the beginning of this class, we will revise yesterday's portion. Okay, students. Yesterday's class we have discussed about parliamentary form of government and the presidential form of government, isn't it? Um, the parliamentary form of government, that is one of the executive responsible to the legislature for its policies and the acts, isn't it? Then parliamentary form of government is otherwise called, very good, cabinet government. Okay, cabinet government or Westminster model of government. What is meant by Westminster model of government? The democratic parliamentary form of government. Okay, Westminster model of government means the democratic parliamentary form of government. From here, we discussed about features of parliamentary form of government, merits of parliamentary form of government, and the demerits of parliamentary form of government, isn't it? Then finally, we discussed about the presidential form of government. That means president is the head of the state, isn't it? Presidential form of government means president is the head of the state. Who is elected by the president? President is elected by the electoral college. Okay. And also from here, we discussed about the merits of presidential form of government and the demerits of presidential form of government, isn't it? These all things we discussed in the previous class, that means in the yesterday's YouTube class, and also in the Zoom class also the same topic we discussed and we cleared the doubts, isn't it? And also I gave 2 or 3 question answers. I hope you learned that question answers also. Students, day-to-day portion you have to learn, write it in a rough note and correct it. Okay, students. Now let us come forward to today's class. Okay, now let us come forward to today's class. Today I am going to teach about difference between the parliamentary form of government and the presidential form of government. Okay, difference between the parliamentary form of government and the presidential form of government. Okay, now listen here. Presidential form of government, it is the president is the head of the state or the government, isn't it? So who is elected by the president? The president is elected by the people. That means from the electoral college, the people elected, the electoral college members elected the president, isn't it? But parliamentary form of government, the prime minister is from the majority party. That means presidential form of government, the president is the head of the state. In the same time, the parliamentary form of government, prime minister is from the majority party. Prime minister is the head of the government. In the end of the election, in the majority party, which party is in majority party, from that party they are selected the prime minister. Okay, that prime minister only the head of the government. Then the second point is president is supreme. President is supreme. In the presidential form of government, the president has the more power. Okay, but parliamentary form of government, the central legislature is supreme. Okay, the central legislature only the central power. That means the more power. But in the same time, presidential form of government, president is the supreme or more power. But parliamentary form of government, the central legislature is the supreme power. Okay, then presidential form of government has power to separate. That means all the powers are separated. But parliamentary form of government, there is absence of separation of powers, centralization. Okay, absence of separation of powers. Then presidential form of government has independent branches. Presidential form of government has the independent branches. In the same time, parliamentary form of government, it has the independent branches with overlapping functions. Okay. Then, in the presidential form of government, president is the head of the state. Likewise, parliamentary form of government, the president is the head of the state. President only the head of the state, but prime minister is the head of the government. Okay. In both form of government, president is the head of the state. Okay, but presidential form of government, the president is the head of the state, but parliamentary form of government, the head of the government is prime minister, but head of the state is president. Okay, then president is the head of the government, prime minister is the head of the government. Here, presidential form of government, head of the state also president, head of the government also president. But parliamentary form of government, president is the head of the state, prime minister is the head of the government. Okay. Then presidential form of government has individual leadership, but parliamentary form of government has collective leadership. Okay. Then president is not accountable to Congress, but parliamentary form of government, it has collective and individual responsibility. Okay, these are the difference between the parliamentary form of government and the presidential form of government. This is one of the 5-mark question, so you have to learn well. Okay, students, the next topic is the relationship between center and the state in India. Okay, the relationship between center and the state in India. Okay, now listen here. India is a union of state. Okay, India is a union of state. It has this power is shared between center and the states. Okay, the India is a union of state. That means more state has. How many states are there? 29 states are there, isn't it? India has 29 states. Okay. So, all the powers were shared between the center and the state as mentioned the Constitution of India. Okay. Then, the powers are shared between the central and the state governments. The final decision is by the central government in all matters. Okay, the powers are shared between central and the state government, but all the final decisions were taken by the central government. Okay, now there are some of the relationship between the center and the state. Mainly in 3 areas, the center and the state has the relationship. Okay, the first one is legislative relations, second one is administrative relations, and the third one is financial relations. Okay, the central and the state government has some of the relationship in between. Mainly it has 3 areas maintain the relationship between center and the state: legislative relations, administrative relations, and financial relations. Okay, legislative relations, that means articles 245 to 255 mention about the relationship, legislative relationship between the center and the state government. Okay, then administrative relations, article 256 to 263 mention about the relations between administrative relations between the center and the state government. Then financial relations, articles 268 to 293 mention about the financial relationship between the center and the state government. Okay, so both the central and the state government have the power to make laws. Okay, both the central government and the state government also have the power to make laws, but the matters were differ. That means the central government make law to the whole nation, about the whole nation. The central government make the law, but the state government have the power to make only some matters. For that means that particular matters are applicable to their own state. About their own state only, the state government has power to make the laws, but the central government has the power to make all the laws. Okay, then And also this state government making laws is called the state list. Okay, the state list. Then the two types of list, state list and concurrent list. State list means only the state governments making the laws, but concurrent list, that means it includes the central and the state. Okay, it includes the central and the state government have the power to make laws. Okay, these are the relationship between the center and the state. Mainly three areas it has the relationship: legislative relations, administrative relations, and the financial relations. Okay, understood now? Okay, the last topic is and also union list, state list, concurrent list, three lists are there. Union list, that means it has 100 subjects. That means it includes foreign affairs, defense, armed force, post, telegraph, inter and the state trade relation, commerce. These all are included in the union list. Union list has 100 subjects. Okay, then state list. State list has 61 subjects. That means it includes the public order on the state, police department, prisons, local government, agriculture, etc. Okay, these all are included in the state list. Then concurrent list. Concurrent list has 52 subjects. That means it includes criminal and civil procedures, marriage and divorce, economic and special planning, newspaper, books, printing press, population. These all are includes in the concurrent list. Okay, anyway, three types of list are there: union list, state list, and the concurrent list. Okay, okay, students, the last topic is cross national happiness. GNH, cross national happiness. Okay, now listen here. Cross national happiness is a developing philosophy as well as an index which is used to measure the collective happiness in any specific nation. Okay, cross national happiness is a developing philosophy as well as an index which is used to measure the collective happiness in any specific nation. That means the concept was first mentioned in the Constitution of Bhutan. Okay, the cross national happiness concept, it was first mentioned in the Constitution of Bhutan, which is, that means the Constitution of Bhutan was enacted on 18 July 2008. That means this cross national happiness concept, it was enacted on 18 July 2008. In which country's constitution mentioned is this cross national happiness? Bhutan. Okay, the Constitution of Bhutan first mentioned the concept of cross national happiness in the year, it was enacted in the year 18 July 2008. Okay, the term cross national happiness was coined by fourth king of Bhutan. Okay, the term cross national happiness, it was coined by the fourth king of Bhutan, Jigme Singhi Wangchuk. Okay, the fourth, who was the fourth king of Bhutan? Jigme Singhe Wangchuk. Okay, the term of cross national happiness, it was coined in the year 1970. It was coined in the year 1970. Okay, then its central tenets are sustainable and equitable socio-economic development, environmental conservation, preservation and promotion of culture, and good governance. Okay, these are the tenets, that means the central tenets of cross national happiness. What are the central tenets of cross national happiness? Sustainable and equitable socio-economic development, environmental conservation, preservation and promotion of culture, and good governance. Okay, okay, students, that's all this lesson. Now I'll take a book and turn the exercise page. Okay, I'll take your book and turn the exercise page. Book page number 270. Okay, book page number 270. All are marked fastly. Fill in the blanks. Roman number 1, fill in the blanks. The first question: dash are a few examples for unitary form of government. Answer is England, France. Dash are the few examples for unitary form of government. Answer is England, France. Second question, the parliamentary government is also known as dash. Answer is cabinet government. Answer is cabinet government. Then the third one is, in the parliamentary form of government, dash is the leader of the majority party. Answer is prime minister. Answer is prime minister. Okay. Then fill in the blanks. Country and name of the parliaments. Okay, country USA. Name of the parliament is Congress. You have to write Congress. Number 2, Norway is the country. The name of the parliament is Storting. Answer is Storting. You have to write Storting. 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 Then the name of the country is Denmark. You have to write Denmark. Denmark only fill-ups. Okay. Denmark. Their answer there given. Okay. Polketting. Answer given. You have to write Denmark. Okay. Then Roman number 3, distinguish between the two questions, unitary and federal form of government, parliamentary and presidential form of government. Both questions you have to mark already. Unitary and parliamentary form, unitary and federal form of government already I given. Once again I am saying the answer, page number 268. One tabular column is there, isn't it? You have to mark that one. Then second question, parliamentary and presidential form of government. Parliamentary and presidential form of government, page number 269. Page number 269. Difference between the parliamentary form of government and the presidential form of government, one tabular column is there, isn't it? That question, that answer you have to mark. Then give short note on unitary form of government. Already this answer you got, maybe. Give short answer for unitary form of government, page number 266. Isn't it? Already you got this answer. Already you got this answer. That same answer you have to learn. Okay. Then answer the following. Roman number 5. List out the types of constitution. That question, page number 266. Already you marked, isn't it? Then second question also, what are the merits of the federal government? That also already you marked, page number 267. 267, merits of the federal form of government, all the points already you marked, isn't it? Then the third question, write down the difference between unitary form of government and the federal form of government. The same question. Okay, distinguish between unitary and federal form of government. The same answer. Write down the difference between unitary form of government and the federal government form of government. The same answer, page number 268. Page number 268, that tabular column. Okay. Then detailed question. First question, write about the merits of unitary form of government. Write about the merits of unitary form of government. I think already you got this answer. Once again I will remember. The question is merits of unitary form of government. Answer is page number 266 and page number 267. Merits of unitary form of government. Some points are there. All the points you have to mark. Okay. Then second question also, write about the presidential form of government and what is the difference between presidential and the parliamentary form of government. That question answer you have to mark in the book, page number 268 and 269. Answer is page number 268 and 269. There are two questions have. Write about presidential form of government. That answer, the presidential form of government heading, first paragraph fully. The presidential form of government, first paragraph fully. Then the continuous answer, difference between presidential and parliamentary form of government. That also page number 269. Already you marked the distinguish between. The same answer, difference between parliamentary form of government and the presidential form of government. The same answer you have to mark. Okay. Then I hope you marked this all question answers. From here, any doubt, today's Zoom class you have to ask. Okay, students. Any doubt you have to ask today's Zoom class. Okay, thank you, students. We will meet the next class. Thank you.